Mock the Week at 10 p.m. BBC Two. Hello and welcome to this special edition of Mock the Week. We're returning with some brand new shows in September. So tonight we look back on the series so far and celebrate some of our favourite moments, a few outtakes and the best material we couldn't fit in the first time around. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you, thank you. Lovely, I'll be in my trailer. In other news, what's going on here?
Deal or no deal, revealed the identity of the banker. The banker is Boris. The banker is Boris. It's not even that, actually. It's Boris Johnson. He's actually on a sex line. Yes, I'm oiling myself up.
I was going to say, that is the worst phone sex operator I've ever used. Don't get me wrong. We got there.
Is Boris just going, I don't believe it, it's magic. They're not in the room, but I can hear them.
Is he in fact going, I want to speak to the Mayor of London? What do you mean it's engaged?
He's much more likely to be going, the Olympics, 2012? Shit, I thought it was 2020.
Is he saying, hello, is that Durex? I want to complain.
Is he saying, of course the baby looks like me. All babies look like me.
I've got a lot of paternity cases like that.
He's actually going, I love the music they play when you're on hold. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Is he in fact put his hand over one ear because he's worried it'll go in one ear?
What is the story?
The story is the most fantastic story of the week is that Boris has allegedly fathered a love child, and the reason the papers have given is because a posh lady he knows has a baby who looks like Boris. As Ed pointed out, all babies look like Boris. If Boris put a nappy on and rocked up to an orphanage, he could get breastfed. That's how much he looks like a baby. And now all the papers have done is put an image of Boris Johnson having sex into my mind. All I can think about is him talking dirty. Can you imagine that? Madam, your udders are as magnificent as Cicero's oratory. Yeah. That's all you can say.
His ladies aren't that attractive. At least Blunkett had an excuse.
Imagine the noise Boris makes at the point of orgasm. My God, it must sound like someone thrown a thesaurus into a blender. Just... Flabbity jonga wobbly gobbler!
How South Africa's been perceived around the world now?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think everybody's taken to the Vuvuzela. 50,000 of them have sold here.
Yeah, we love it. We're loving the Vuvuzela.
Excuse me.
You've played a blinder there, if I can just say on behalf of the world, well done on the Vuvuzela.
There are positive aspects. There are...
But this is quite interesting, right? Nick, you give it a blow quickly.
Hey?
The Vuvuzela.
Hey, okay.
Right, now, Dara sounds like a sickly Lurpak man. Go on. I like you, Nick, but it sounds like a Wookiee having a tricky shit.
This noise... I'm sorry, I can't do it. You do it, right?
One more time.
Yeah, one more time. Should be followed by Han Solo going, ooh, give it a couple of minutes there. Oh, nice. Millennium Falcon toilet just for a second or two, Luke.
There are positive aspects to the Vuvuzela, because people all over the world now realise how appalling it is to give a child a toy trumpet for Christmas.
My mate Dave reckons, direct quote from my mate Dave, you know them Vuvuzelas? They're so loud they can kill a monkey. Is that true?
No, it's not. It's not true.
Wouldn't that be an amazing episode of Springwatch?
But I'll tell you what should. I'll tell you what could actually kill them is the Tutuzela. Have you heard of that?
What do you mean by Tutuzela?
The Tutuzela is a reference to Bishop Desmond Tutu. He's actually... It's a much higher pitch. If you listen to him, when he came on, he... What a wonderful occasion! And that actually... And then he made a speech after where he said, what I want to say, let us Let us not forget. Let us not forget. I just forgot.
That was incredible.
Please stop. You're scaring me.
There are tiny things that are great about the film, like Mick McCarthy's commentary is just
Oh,
exquisite. Could he sound any more northern if he tried? Kick it, twat it, go on. Nobble him. Have you seen the price at pies? Ridiculous. Who's seen my ferret? Kick it, kick him.
I was thinking, you know, during the budget that he should actually have announced the budget. It would have been fantastic. The money's run out.
The other thing is just how, like, most, you know, ex-pros, they look after themselves. You know, Shearer still looks quite good. Mark Lawrenson, God bless him. Look at him, he's just melting in the chair. He looks like someone's put Jabba the Hutt in a microwave, and I salute him. And then, of course, just exquisite. I don't know, Gary, I couldn't care. I'm just eating my weight in meat.
The Irish didn't make it through, did they? Because of Thierry Henry handballing. And I was hoping that England and France would actually make it through and at some stage meet in the World Cup, just because I would love to see the dilemma Irish people would have, not knowing which country to support.
You know, it's a tough one. It is. You know, I genuinely think I'd probably even go for France just for old time's sake. It's difficult to shake that. The France. I mean, listen,
man.
if you want to see an explosion, the
It's
French.
incredible. Well, what's amazing about it is Anelka's been sent home for calling the French coach a son of a whore. He didn't deny it. That was the incredible thing. Apparently, Anelka said, yeah, you're a son of a whore. And Dominic went, pardon me? Which is an opportunity just to go, I said, you're a terrible bore.
I love you, son of a whore. I think it's a great...
Yeah.
I mean, there should be more, you know, pirate insults wandering around international diplomacy. But the French have a brilliant insult, which is ta mère, right? Which is the equivalent of yo mama. Yo mama is this, but they say ta mère. The great, we used to trade them in college because we discovered this font of fantastic French insults. Ta mère est née dans un cadet, which means your mother was born in a trolley. That is... Ta mère suçait citre onto... I've forgotten the exact words of it. What is it? Your mother sucks cider through her tights. Favourite all-time French insults. They do great your mother-based insults.
The French they're not going to be... But I'm amazed that Dominic heard it, because in every French film I've ever seen, you can't hear a word. The insult would... He would simply have gone... You are the son of a whore. Dominic would have gone...
But surely...
I would like to think that the entire French dressing room is in black and white with people smoking Gitan. Ta mère est tout là. Ah, Jean-Claude, ah! A massive existential crisis in the middle of it. They're just innately cool, right? Yeah. And it doesn't matter how much you slag them off. You still buy their wine, their meats, their cheeses. They don't buy anything from here. They don't buy anything from anywhere.
Oh, yeah, but they're only going to... I would like a Finder's crispy pancake.
That's not how they're going to say it.
How are they going to say it?
I would like a finish.
The next round is called Between the Lines and features Hugh and Russell. Would you make your way to the press pit, please? Russell delivers a speech in the guise of a leading figure in the world stage, while Hugh translates what they really mean. This week, Russell is David Cameron.
Of course I am. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say that this coalition will be a partnership of equals.
White, no sugar, please, Nick.
I'm here to talk about real policies, not just popular slogans.
These aren't just policies. These are meticulously crafted, organic, deficit-cutting policy.
I'm afraid it's time for some unpleasant cuts.
There is no way I'm having another child.
The good news is we found oil just off the Falklands.
The bad news is it's drifted there from the Gulf of Mexico.
People say I'm just image... You pulled that face over me. People say I'm just image and spin, but you can see statesmanship written all over my face. It's important to stress I'm very familiar with the language and culture of young people.
What's
No, people say I can't relate to hoodies. But at school, I was a real tearaway.
Yes, there was that time we spooned quints into matron's loafers.
In fact, I'm not proud to say it, I was once a gang member.
Yes, no one messed with the Eton choristers.
I stopped doing that. Having visited America recently, I must say I've never met anyone like Barack Obama before.
Well, I have, but normally they're wearing white gloves and serving me G&T.
Why has new Tory MP Mark Reckless been in the news?
Oh, this is fantastic.
And I know to the nation you probably haven't heard the same, but Tory MP Mark Reckless.
Is he the
His actual name is Mr. Reckless.
Is he the representative in Parliament for all the Mr. men?
Why would the Mr. Men not pick Mr. Strong or one of the dependable ones? Why would? What's in the news?
He super glued his hands to his face. Is that right?
That wasn't the recklessness in question.
He was too drunk to actually vote in the House of Commons. This bloke, right, is a lawyer who used to be a banker, right? A lot of people hate drunks, they hate MPs, hate Conservatives, hate lawyers and hate bankers. This bloke is, in fact, all of them.
Well, the lovely thing about this is on his website, and one of the questions was, why do you want to run for Parliament? And he said, because people in my constituency are fed up of being taken for granted, and it's time that somebody stood up for them. He had to be picked off the floor of the bar in the House of Commons and dragged to a taxi.
I think it's great. At least he's living up to his name. Mark Reckless, he's acting reckless. It's really awkward. You know when you meet somebody who's got, like, a wacky name and they're quite shy? Like, what's your name? Troy Pussy Pounder? What do you want to do, Troy? Librarian, and I live at home with my mum.
Do you think that's what it was, though? Do you think he was just trying to live up to his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, partly to live up to it, along with his friends, Captain Cautious and Miss Knobgobbler.
I actually like this. I think this is... I think it's a good thing.
It's a really nice story.
I think what would be brilliant is if the next day all the other MPs turned up to work and just looked up, and at the top of Westminster was a traffic cone.
Just on Big Ben.
And do you know the reason that he couldn't actually go into the chambers to vote, right? He was trying to open the door to get away from the bar to go and vote, not realising that it was his own foot that was blocking the door from opening. Man.
I feel sorry for the people at Kent. There must be some point where they're voting for Mr. Reckless. In a list of all the names, and they get to this Mr. Reckless, and they go... Oh, it can't be. It can't. This can't possibly backfire.
Or do you reckon there were signs everywhere around Kent that said "Vote Reckless" and people just turned up like just juggling fire? Like,
yeah.
I'll lick my answer.
Or they'd vote by throwing the ballot paper in the air and firing one shot through it.
But we've all been drunk at work, haven't we? I remember when I worked on an oil rig in the Mexican Gulf.
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features Fabio Capella and the England squad training before the Slovenia.
All right, no hard feelings. I only shagged her once. Yeah, she's a lovely girl.
The tactics, pass to Rooney, don't let Heskey shoot. And you here, Sean Wright Phillips, what are you doing here? I picked Walcott. Right, you lot go and train. I will announce the team 15 seconds before kickoff.
So, I'm going to see if I can get this right this time. So, here we go. All right. Once you... What comes next? Once you... I can't get this. Once you...
Yeah, don't worry about that, Wayne. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll show you some moves that the girls love. You ready? Look. Look at that. Bring me sunshine in your smile. No, they love that, the girls. I'll tell you what, I could be on that Strictly Come Dancing. Look at that, eh? Anton Dubek, you stuff that up your jacksie. Hey, I wonder if somebody's burgling me house while I'm here.
Hey, Wayne, how is your anger management going? It's important, I know.
Hey, piss off, Fabio. Here's another thing I tell the girls, like they love a bit of thigh. Did you see that?
I love a bit of fire, the girls. They love it. And yeah, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm warming up. But I tell you what, it's not for football. No, it's not. I can't seem to get. I can't go in the same direction as everyone. So that's right, left, right, left. I can't seem to get it. That's all. Left. Here's another one of girls. Lovely, look at that. I'll tell you what I call that. I call that the leg over. Do you like that? I love that, the girls. They love it. Here's another one. Look, I bow before your beauty. The girls love it. How come we are so shit?
What is the coalition planning to do about retirement?
They're going to raise the age of retirement, which means more old people will need to find jobs, which is tough because this is exactly the moment that they've cancelled Last of the Summer Wine. So there are far fewer jobs for pensioners. All those people now are having to work in B&Q advising people on which baths best slide down a hill.
The logic behind it is that people are living longer.
Yes.
Right? So life expectancy is different. But women's life expectancy is still longer than men's, right? So women die on average about 81. We die at 77. So to be fair, we should retire 4 years before women.
It's interesting to hear exactly half the audience applaud. And exactly half the audience nudge the other half of the audience who are applauding and go, oh, I don't know why you're applauding. You're applauding. Oh, I'm retiring now.
The elderly work in my house, because if I said that to my wife, my life expectancy would be even shorter.
The good news, though, is if you're a bloke, though, and you manage to live to age 78, right, you know, look after yourself a bit, that does mean there should be a bit of spare totty kicking around.
What are they going to do in Scotland? Oh, my God, I've got a beautiful image of you, age 78. Hello, ladies! Would any of you sweet bitches like a Werther's original?
Oh, yeah. No, they can go to the top of the stairs and they can go...
Who wants to be working, man? You don't want to be working when you're 70 years...
Sorry, you're a comedian. You'll all still be working at 70. Yeah. You'll be in a tuxedo on a cruise liner. Hello. Always cheeky, never blue.
Why don't the elderly just, refuse to work until they're 70, just go on strike? Wouldn't that be great? What do we want? I've forgotten. When do you want it? Whenever.
The life expectancy is getting so long at this stage, and for some people, the number of people who live to be 100 is going to get more and more and more. There'll be like literally tens of thousands of people. It will get
totty. That's all it means.
It's not just a totty-based thing. I was going to make a serious economic argument how the people who would be taking more, who would spend as long retired as they ever spent working, and you are just somewhere in some over 80s disco. And the thing is, you look exactly the same. Now we play a round called What on Earth? I show the panel a topical image from somewhere in the world and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, teams, what on earth is this?
I love YMCA.
Is she going, I'd like to apologise for what my husband is about to say to me?
Is she saying, I don't know where I am? And he's saying, don't worry, I am a Sat Navajo.
She has done a cheeky little gag I'll tell you what, Milt, it's a rare day when you've hid away from a pun.
Bring him out of the comedy wilderness.
Is she saying, I left the hat? And he's thinking, yeah, wait until you found out that 2 of your swans are missing.
She's going,
I was going to do a joke about Red Indians, but I hear you have reservations.
Is that her being happy with the joke, or you being happy with the joke about it? That's her.
Don't make any sudden movements in that headdress. My husband's short-sighted and he's got a shotgun.
She's saying, I know all about battle axes. My son married one.
They turn fast as
They
crows.
do.
Yeah.
Is she saying, that's nice, I keep my pens in a jam jar?
Yes, this is the story that the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh have been on an 8-day tour of Canada to celebrate the centenary of the Canadian Navy and to mark Canada Day. That man does not look like a sailor. He looks like he's in a band with the guy who looks like a sailor.
Are we having a loo break, by the way?
No, when we move the cameras, not now. Though. Yeah. And we're not having no, you may run to... We're not having a loo break.
I certainly can't run to the loo.
OK, if you could slosh your giant...
Actually, you know, it's fine, because I've just been...
Oh, no, do not do the same. You can salvage the thing, but you can't... Oh, do a completely different thing. OK, fine, great.
It's always good to edit the show in the middle of it, though, I find.
I already know things I drop.
Hey, Dora, you know what the biggest talk about...
What is it? No, because I've got it in my hand. Don't you ask, and then I'll go, really?
I've got a way to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Dora, is that a vuvuzela in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me?
So what happened to the BP oil leak this week?
What happened to it?
I'm retaking the question. You don't have to
I know what you're doing.
I know, you've been in
I'm
this
answering it for humorous effect.
Yeah.
It either
Is this your first day?
You can answer it if you want. I'll ask
I'd like
again, and you can see that you can get
Well,
into the
now that it's just me and you, I probably still can't get a word in.
This game involves Milton, Andy and Diane, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. Without kicking the shit out of the set.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck off the face.
Well, that's a minute of the DVD sorted out.
Hey, that moment seemed a bit too hot for TV, yeah. How has Mandelson been promoting the serialisation in the Times of his new book?
He's been on Jonathan Ross.
Shut up. Shut up. This is not King. Stop.
He's on Jonathan Ross with a new act called One Puff and a Memo.
And that is...
Dear BBC, I'm writing to complain about the coverage of Indian... Beloved, happy to hear.
I'd just like to second what he said. Has anyone seen Mongrels? Right, there's Mongrels, if you don't know, it's like this puppet show on BBC Three, and I was watching it the other day, and one of the cats got hit by a frying pan and got a lazy eye, and the other cat said to that cat, "What in the name of Russell Howard has happened to your face?" I sort of sat at home going, shit, you know, my genetic defects become a punchline.
Next topic is things you won't hear in a gardening programme.
I think the caption might be wrong for that one.
That's absolutely right. Sorry.
I'd like to complain to my TV channel about the caption.
I don't want to leave because I might not get back again. Really. You know what it's like when you're new anywhere, you just get fucked over, really.
Which pundit has managed to have a 100% success rate?
Paul the Octopus.
Is he your friend?
You can have him if you want. I don't think I have any... I don't think... Unless another octopus story appears in the news, I'm not sure what use it would be to have a plastic octopus.
You could put him on your face and pretend to be part of Doctor Who.
Oh, no. There'd be more. It's Alien.
Oh, I'll tell you what, let's be honest, we were talking about pranks earlier. That would be a good one to play.
That would be a good prank, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Sellotape it to your face.
Yeah.
Not where you've got it at the moment.
No, that's more... It'd be a hell of a codpiece, though, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, you can't see it. That's it. That's right there. Oh, yeah? OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely letters to television channels.
Dear Channel 5, your recent documentary on dyslexia was insightful and sensitive. Please show The Boy with Shit for Brains again.
As a terrorist, I have been watching Countdown with interest. It is rubbish. Nothing happens.
Dear News 24, go to bed.
Dear Babe Station, have you actually read the trade's description?
Dear Bravo, I don't quite know how to put this, but well done.
Dear Channel 5,
Isn't it time you just called it a day? No one will mourn.
I'm writing to thank you. On Sunday afternoon, while I was watching television with my wife, I was urged to press the red button. I did, and my wife had her first orgasm in 40 years.
Dear Al Jazeera, please bring back your hit sitcom, Men Behaving Baghdadly.
Dear History Channel, the Nazis were bad. We get it.
Dear Hallmark, roses are red, violets are blue, your cards are shit and your channel is too.
Dear Channel 4, why don't you pricks book me for any of your shows?
Dear Sky Sports -1, thank you for showing the Grand National. I won £100,000.
Dear Points of View, who should I complain to if I think Points of View is shit?
Dear Fiver, if I give you a tenner, will you please stop broadcasting?
Dear Channel 4, why not liven up Deal or No Deal by putting a nail bomb in one of the boxes?
OK, the next topic is things you don't want to hear in hospital.
I'm afraid it's the big C. It fell off the sign at Curry's and hit your wife on the head.
Whose penis is this?
Come on, push! Push! We've got no staff and the bed needs moving!
So, just checking your notes here. You're Mrs. A. Oh, I'm sorry. You've got MRSA.
You have acute angina, and your tits aren't bad either.
And if you don't want to know the results of your tests, look away now.
I'll tell you something funny about Dr. Thomas. In his handwriting, the words tonsils and genitals look exactly the same.
We're going to put you to sleep now because you're old and it's the kindest thing to do.
So, talk me through it again, Mrs. Hopkins. You were having Sunday dinner, and you said to your husband, will you carve? And he just lay down on the floor and gave birth to a baby cow.
Of course it's upsetting, but, you know, Hitler only had one ball, and look how well he did.
This is Hospital Radio. I'm Chris Moyles, and I'll be with you for the next 14 hours.
Accept this sacrifice, almighty Satan!
I don't like the look of the charts, Mr. Wilkins. Dizzy Rascal at #1.
How many fingers? That's right, 2. Fuck off.
Well done, very good. Win that round. Points go to Russell, Diane and Andy.
Blow it. After the joke, you go...